Hey there, welcome to another Metabolic Debrief. My name is Trevor Foldering, your metabolic health specialist. Super excited to be on this debrief today because we're going to be talking about something that everybody experiences every single day and can't get rid of it. What is that thing? It's called hunger. Yes, hunger. We're going to be talking about hunger, guys, today because it's a very important topic to discuss. So before we discuss that topic, I just want to remind you that every day from Monday through Friday, we're online to teach you guys about how to actually lose body fat by improving your metabolic stability, how to improve your metabolism so that you can lose body fat efficiently. So make sure that you check out our channels, our YouTube channels, our Facebook channels, our LinkedIn channels. Make sure you go to trevorfoldering.com and watch all of my metabolic debriefs if you have time. So anyway, let's jump into it, guys. I'm really glad you're here. It's going to be about 4 or 5 minutes because I'm going to talk about hunger. It's so important to realize that we all have hunger. We have these signals. What do we do with our signals? Because, hey, let's face it. A lot of people have been taught to ignore their hunger, right? It's weird because for a lot of the time when you were little, you were eating quite often. As a baby, you ate often. You know, you had your pablum, you had your breast milk, you had your foods when you were a baby as a toddler very often. And as we get busy into adulthood and we go to, university or college, or we get married and we have kids and we have a career, those hunger signals take a back seat. It's almost like we want to deliberately ignore our hunger because we're so busy. A lot of people also have been taught, hey, if you're trying to lose weight, hunger is a good thing. You want to be hungry when you're trying to lose weight. And that's actually the wrong approach. Because when you're actually fighting your body against your own hunger signals, you can create something called metabolic instability and your body goes into protection mode. Because your body actually responds really well when you fuel it every 4 hours. Yes, every 4 hours. It is actually one of the most scientific principles that can actually help your body improve the fat burning process. Because we have appetite regulating hormones that gets released from our stomach every 4 hours. And so this hormone actually tells your brain to eat. And so that gets released from your stomach almost like clockwork every 4 hours. And that hormone is called ghrelin. Now that ghrelin goes to your brain and tells your brain, hey, it's time to eat, right? But what happens? A lot of us just ignore those signals, right? We ignore our ghrelin. We ignore our hunger signals that goes to our brain. And we just put it off, we put it off, we put it off because we get busy, we got other things going, we got kids' activities, we got work deadlines, we got our boss riding us, right? We've got all these other responsibilities. So the last thing we want to do is take a break and eat, right? That doesn't seem like we should be doing that right now. We should be focusing on our computers or, doing our kid activities or those types of things, right? We got to really learn to unwind and actually take responsibility for our own hunger signals. Hunger signals are important. They're there for a reason, right? Oh, I always say we have teeth for a reason. We have to eat, right? We have to make sure we're fueling our body every 4 hours. It's the key. And here's the other thing we have to realize. Sometimes hunger is there. It's a physiological signal that we need to eat. And sometimes it's not, right? Sometimes we have cravings. Sometimes we're dealing with stress and we feel like we need to eat. Sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes we deal with stress and we don't feel like we need to eat, right? Sometimes we're dealing with emotional issues, which causes us to eat. Sometimes we're dealing with boredom, which causes us to eat, right? And so we have to differentiate two things. One, our hunger signals. What are they? Are they physiological or are they cravings based or emotional based? Or are you just bored or just you want something in your hands and you want something to munch, right? We have to distinguish the two because hunger and cravings, completely different things, right? Hunger obviously is our physiological need to eat food so our body stays alive. And those craving signals, those, stress signals that, that tell us to eat things, those are other things that we need to work on. So hunger is super important, guys. I want you to realize something, that hunger is going to be with you for the rest of your life. You're never going to get rid of your hunger signals. And you shouldn't fight them either. You don't want to fight your body. You fight your metabolism, you're going to lose, right? Because your metabolism can outdo your willpower every single day. Willpower is really finite, right? It's a finite thing. We don't have a lot of willpower if we work against our metabolism. But if you work with your metabolism and you actually fuel your body correctly with the right types of fats and proteins every 4 hours, then we're getting somewhere. Then things becomes a lot easier when it comes to improving your health, your metabolism, your weight, decreasing body fat, increasing muscle mass, all that good stuff that we want, right? We can live longer, but by actually fueling our bodies better. It is the physiological aspect of hunger control that we want to look at, right? We want to be able to control the hunger in our body by fueling our body every 4 hours. That's the key, right? So for you, what I'd like you to do is very simple. It's not very hard. It's an easy exercise, but for the next few days, I just want you to track your hunger. I want you to look at when you're hungry, right? When are you hungry? And are you purposely ignoring that hunger signal? And if you are, then we need to do something about it. Track your hunger and see when you're hungry throughout the day. It's an interesting assignment. It's just really easy because a lot of people, they've been taught to ignore their hunger. So now for yourself, it's kind of like you're investigating, right? You're being that detective, right? That detective that wants to know what's going on inside their body, right? You are that detective and you get to understand what your hunger signals are. And you may actually understand that your hunger signals are all over the place, right? Maybe one day your hunger signals are really consistent. Maybe the next day they're not. Maybe you get hungry at 7 p.m. at nighttime and the next day you're not, right? What is that telling you, right? That's telling you something. That's information. That's data, right? And that's actually the best place to be, because when you start investigating and you start understanding, then you can start making some changes, right? And that's what our system, our metabolic operating system, is all about. Helping you understand what your metabolism is doing so that you can actually make the right choices, the right changes. And you can start making changes today. But it starts with investigating. It starts with becoming a detective. So today, for the next 3 or 4 days, just mark down when you're hungry. Just put it on a piece of paper. Hungry at 5, hungry at 8, whatever it is, hungry at 11, right? So that you can start to see patterns. Because once you start to see patterns, then you're being like, oh, interesting. I'm always hungry around 4. I wonder why that is. And you can start to make some deductions. You can start to answer those questions. And then from there, you can be like, okay, what if I eat just a little bit more earlier or a little bit later, right? Or what if I can, have more of a consistent meal timing schedule throughout the day? Then we're getting somewhere, because then we can start to make some really concrete changes. And when when your body gets consistent fuel, you're going to notice something different. Energy levels will come up, cravings will go down, you'll start to sleep better, you'll start to feel better throughout the day. Things will just start to click inside your body. It all starts with understanding your hunger, though. You first have to understand your hunger signals, your hunger cues, and that's what all starts. Okay, so make sure you do that. Guys, if you want some more information about what we do, we have a great system. It's called the 15-Day Metabolic Reset. It's a really quick system that helps you understand your metabolic signals, including your hunger, so that you can get a bit of a deeper understanding of what's going on. So our 15-Day Metabolic Reset is a great place to start if you're wanting to actually improve your metabolism and get your body back. All right, so the link is just underneath this video. All you got to do is click the link. It's a completely free program. You don't need a credit card. You don't pay anybody. You just take it and you go through it for 15 days so that you can start to better your body, get your body back, and rebuild your metabolism. Okay, so click the link underneath the video, guys. It's been a pleasure it's been a pleasure for you to join me and me to join you. And I really have enjoyed this conversation. I hope you have too. I hope you've gotten some value out of this. I'm going to see you on that next Metabolic Reset. Let's rebuild your metabolism today. Bye for now.